watching here on YouTube. All right. Good morning, everybody. Court will hereby begin with the July 15, 2022 docket. And how about Francisco Javier Juarez, CR 2205 062D. All right, Mr.
Francisco, levanta tu mano derecha.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Juras que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
La verdad, sí.
The truth. Puedes
Okay.
abrir tu mano.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Once again, CR 2205 062D, Francisco Javier Juarez, your charge, Class B misdemeanor terroristic threat. It carries a potential penalty of not more than 6 months in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
En el caso tuyo, CR 2205062D es una clase B. Bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $2,000 y no más de 6 meses en la cárcel. La pregunta es, ¿comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
¿Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso? También tienes el derecho de apelar. ¿Pero es correcto que tú has rechazado esos dos derechos?
Sí.
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente?
No.
You understand?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable? ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law?
¿Y comprendes tú que si tú te declaras culpable y no eres ciudadano de este país, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te niegue la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales? ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not
¿Y
guilty?
cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Y te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. State's evidence?
Honor, state offers plea documents in offense of Texas State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures of State's Exhibit 3, waiver of risks and needs assessment of State's Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence that has been submitted to the court is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibits offered. Stipulate to venue jurisdiction. We also stipulate that these documents are sufficient to corroborate this plea of guilty, Your Honor.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. In our recommendation, state?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $300 fine, court costs, 180 days Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 11 months, an anger management class, 30 community service hours, and to stay away from the victim, Rogelio Garza.
Rogelio Garza, away. All right. Mr. Lopez, is that the understanding, sir?
That is our understanding, Judge. I would just request any consideration on the fine. Your Honor, he's been in custody since, I believe, May 21st, a little over a month.
About 55
months.
days, right?
Yes, yeah, 2 months. Yes, sir.
Almost 2 months.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, that'll be the judgment is read on the record by the state, except that court will waive the 30 community hours and the fine and court costs because of the time in jail. No fine, no court costs, no community hours.
Señor Juárez, el juez le quitó la multa y los costos de corte, le va a dar crédito por los días que ya tiene en la cárcel, que ya sirvió, le va a quitar las horas de servicio a la comunidad, va a estar en libertad condicional 11 meses, tiene que ir a clases de consejo y que se retire, no se acerque a la víctima Rogelio Garza.
All right. Did you understand that, sir?
¿Usted comprende eso, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. You're excused. Have a
Gracias,
great
se
day,
puede
sir.
retirar. Okay, so then on Ricardo Villegas, he's only going to plead to number 14 and the others are going to be dismissed.
Okay. No, Ricardo Villegas.
So we can do that one.
Yeah, Ricardo Villegas. Let's see here. He'll be pleading to, I think, only one, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Oh, number 14, I believe. I got it here. All right. So the next case is Ricardo Villegas.
It's also a Spanish speaker.
Spanish speaker. Okay.
Villegas, levanta tu mano derecha.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
¿Juras que
truth?
el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Eso.
And you can put your hand down.
¿Qué fue tu respuesta?
I didn't hear.
Ay, no oí. ¿Tu respuesta, sí o no?
Yes. Sí.
Okay.
Answer yes.
Cause number CR 2206-116D, Ricardo Garcia Villegas. Your charge here, Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir?
Te acusan de una clase B, bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $2,000 y no más de 6 meses en la cárcel. La pregunta es, ¿comprendes eso sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waive those two rights?
Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso, también tienes el derecho de apelar. ¿Es correcto que has rechazado esos dos derechos? Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente? Loco, mentalmente. Doctor.
Okay. You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable? ¿Comprendes eso sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that your plea of guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law?
¿Y comprendes tú que si te declaras culpable y no eres ciudadano de este país, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales? ¿Comprendes eso sí o no?
Yes.
Okay. And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogado?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
¿Cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Pablo.
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Yes.
All right, state.
Honor, State Office Plea Document from Offense Report for States Exhibit 1, Notification and Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, States Exhibit 2, Waiver of Article 3914 Disclosures in States Exhibit 3, Waiver of Risk and Needs Assessment of States Exhibit 4. And state would also stipulate to the venue, state would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence that has been submitted to the court is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibits offered. We stipulate to venue jurisdiction. We also stipulate that these documents are sufficient to corroborate this plea of guilty.
And without objection, so admitted. It will be the judgment of the court that Ricardo Garcia Villegas is guilty as charged in CR 2206-116D. Recommendation, state.
Your Honor, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 30 days Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 13. In exchange for these pleas, the state will be dismissing CR 21-10780D, possession of marijuana, CR 21-10781D, failed to ID.
All right. How many days in jail? Credit for how many days now?
13 for 30, Your Honor.
It was 30 days in jail, credit for 15 or 13, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You said 30
Thank you.
days in jail, credit for 13. Okay. Yes, Mr. Lopez?
Judge, and I was going to request if Mr. Villegas could get time served in this case, Judge. He has been in custody all those days, Your Honor. There was no injuries, no one was hurt, Judge. And my client is indigent. He's going to have a, we'd just like for him to be released.
Okay. All right, let me see here. All right, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs. And court will make it, yeah, we'll go ahead and make it 13 days credit for 13. It'll be a time served from this one.
Villegas, el juez te quitó la multa y los costos de corte, te va a dar tiempo servido. En vez de 30 días que el fiscal estaba pidiendo, le va a bajar a 13 y te van a dar crédito por 13 meses que ya serviste tu sentencia.
And the state is dismissing 2 cases, right?
Y el Estado va a retirar los cargos en las otras dos casos.
I think there's only 2 of them. CR 21, court will hereby dismiss CR 21-10780D, CR 21-10781D, both of them state of Texas versus Ricardo Garcia Villegas. Both cases are hereby dismissed. Okay, that'll do it then. Your excuse. Okay, sir, have a great day. What do you want to call next?
Stephen Marsh.
Stephen Marsh? Okay, Stephen Marsh. How many pleas is going to be?
Got 2 pleas.
That is 3, Your Honor.
It'll be 2 pleas and 1 dismissal, right?
It's 3, Your Honor. 3 pleas, 1 dismissal.
Okay. Oh yeah, the three assault cases, right?
That's correct. Your Honor, on one of the cases, George Munoz is the attorney of record. However, with his permission, I spoke to Mr. Marsh. We went over the documents. I signed for him, and we're ready to go, Your Honor.
Okay, and you're talking about CR 2006 744D, right, sir?
That's correct.
Okay, that'll be a plea. And then Mr. Marsh.
Number 4 is a potential dismissal.
Yeah, and then give me the other ones. Marsh.
Number 8, number 15.
Number 9, right? Number 9 is plea. And number which one else?
Number 15.
15. There we go.
The only
Okay.
thing is that whatever paperwork is missing needs to be submitted as soon as.
Right, so that we can get on with it. Yeah. All right, 3 pleas and 1 dismissal. All right, here we go. It'll be Stephen Patrick Marsh. Did we even make it?
I don't have that name on I don't have that one on my list, Your Honor.
You don't have Stephen Marsh? Okay. All right.
Y'all need them, Your Honor?
Is he in the county jail or is he out of town?
Your Honor, I would need to look at the system if you give me a
Okay.
chance.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll do that. We'll go with somebody else. Who else been good? More attorneys?
We need Greg Trevino.
All right. Mr. Lopez, is Stephen Marsh your last one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I just wondered if there was any others that the public defenders was gonna do. Okay, I'm waiting for some more attorneys. We got somebody was gonna sit in for Miss Regalado, right?
Yeah.
Yuri Youngs. All right, she's not on yet. And we need Greg Trevino. Not on yet. So we'll take a short recess. We need Greg Trevino, Yuri Youngs, and then of course we're looking for Mr. Marsh. Let's take a short recess, right?
They're bringing them right now, Your Honor.
So I can get Ted here.
That's this thing.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Waiting on Mr. Lopez. There he is. Mr. Lopez. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Lopez? No audio, or what's going on here?
He has audio.
State on Narda. Let me see here. What's her name? Narda Castillo. She's got 3 cases. How many pleas is that going to be?
1 second, Your Honor.
On Narda Castillo.
Your Honor, for Narda, she's going to plead to all 3.
All 3. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm waiting on Greg Trevino. Has not even checked in with the court.
No, sir. I've been calling his office and no, he hasn't answered.
Okay. Wonder here if I'm trying to get Mr. Lopez to sit in for Mr. Trevino. But Mr. Lopez is not even responding. Oh, he's not even responding at all. Okay, Ted.
Can you hear me, Judge?
Yes, I can hear you, Ted.
Okay, there.
Good.
Thank you.
Narda Castillo is a case. It's a jail case that Mr. Greg Trevino has, but I haven't heard from Mr. Greg Trevino, and I wonder if you could help us hear Mr. Lopez with this plea.
Yes, sir.
With Narda Garcia Castillo. She's on. Can you hear me, man?
Oh, yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
State. There's 3 cases that I understand. It'll be 3, please.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
All right. Let's see. Let's try it here. Let's try to do the Narda cases. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
You may put your hand down. First case, CR. Well, let me see. Let me do the DWI case first. DWI case could be CR 2205-817D, Narda Garcia Castillo, Class A misdemeanor. DWI, and then CR 2114-198D, Narda Castillo, resisting arrest, Class A misdemeanor. And then the third one, CR 2205-818D, Narda Castillo, POM Class B misdemeanor. So it'll be 2 Class A's and 1 Class B. On the Class B, the potential penalty can be up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. On the Class A's, each potential penalty can be up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
yes,
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights?
yes,
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
no,
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
yes,
And what is your plea? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on all three cases?
Yes.
All right, state.
Your Honor, state office plea documents and offense reports of State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures of State's Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment of State's Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence that has been submitted to the court is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibits offered. We stipulate to venue jurisdiction. We also stipulate that these documents corroborate this plea of guilty.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on all three cause numbers. Now, recommendations here beginning with CR 22-05-817D, DWI.
Yes, Your Honor. The state recommends a $300 fine, court cost, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probator for 20 months, the mobile alcohol monitoring device for 1 year, 3 days Hidalgo County Jail, the repeat offender program, an alcohol class, defensive driving class, 180 days Texas driver's license suspension, and the MAD impact panel.
Impact panel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And this is the second DWI?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
All right. Okay, let me see here. Let me hear the other two recommendations and then I'll come back to this one.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's do CR 21-14-198D.
The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probator for 1 year, an anger management class, and 20 community service hours.
Anger management and 20 community hours. Okay, on this one, no fine, no court costs, no fees, no community hours. Not to run concurrent with CR 22-05-818D.
The state yes, Your Honor. The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 26 days Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 26.
On this one, with the fine and court costs, it'll be a time served. So the third one, time served. The second one will run concurrent with the DWI case, but no fine, no court costs, no community hours. And on the first one, let's go back to CR 22-05-817D. Let me see here. On this one, because of the time in jail, we can make it $100 fine plus court costs instead of $300. And then there was no community hours, right?
No, Your Honor.
I didn't see any. So, okay. So it could be $100 fine plus court costs, 1 year in jail, suspended for 20 months probation, 3 days in jail. You got the repeat offenders, alcohol classes, defensive driving, 180 days suspension of driver license to run concurrent with any administrative suspension, the impact panel. And did I leave something else? I think we pretty much covered it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you understand that, Ms. Castillo?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That'll be the probation case, and good luck with that. The third case got dismissed, and the second one, everything was waived except for the classes that you gotta do.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Your excuse. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's all we have, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Lucy has Jesse Ortega. I think those are going to be time served.
Okay. Jesse Ortega. Lucy. Let me see that one. Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez, there's 6, 7, and 8. The my number 6, 7, 8, and 10.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
sir.
There's four cases. State on Jesse Ortega.
Yes, Your Honor.
How many pleas on that one?
All four, Your Honor.
All 4 will be a plea. Okay, all 4 will be a plea. All right. Do we have Jesse Ortega? Oh, there he is. All right, Jesse Ortega. I cannot find your attorney, who is Lucy Regalado, but we have the probation. I'm sorry, the public defender's representative here that's going to be representing you on this case. Okay, sir. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. And there's 4 cases there, Jesse. Let me read them out here. CR 22-00138D, Class A misdemeanor. CR 22-00139D, Class A misdemeanor. CR 22-00140D, Class A misdemeanor. And CR 22-02890D, Class A misdemeanor. All 4 cases, Class A misdemeanors. Burglary of vehicle, you got a theft and theft. All cases are Class A misdemeanors. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on all four cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offers reports. State Exhibit 1, notification and certification of the defendant's right of appeal. State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures and States Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment of States Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence has been submitted to the court is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibits offered. We stipulate to venue jurisdiction or stipulate that these documents are sufficient to corroborate these pleas of guilty.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that Jesse Ortega is guilty as charged on all four cost numbers. Now, recommendations state, are there any of them identical?
Yes, Your Honor, they're all going to be the same recommendation. A $100 fine.
Okay.
Court cost 196 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 196.
196. Okay. For all cases are going to be $100 fine plus court costs, 196 for 196.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then for all cases, the court will waive the fine and court costs, and therefore it'll be 196 days in jail, credit for 196 days served for all four cases, time served. Okay, sir, you're excused, Mr. Ortega.
Can I
Time
say
served for all of them, okay?
Can I say something?
Yes.
I have 3 warrants from Waller PD that they're not clearing, and it's these cases that you just served me on. But for somehow they're still showing up that I have warrants, and they're 2 Class A thefts and a burglary of vehicle, but they're not clearing up the warrants.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Ortega, I'll let Ms. Regalado know about that.
That's right, Miss. Yeah, say that to your attorney on those, please. But all we know for today, Mr. Ortega, is that on these 4 cases, time served. That's it. If anything else is holding you back or whatever, you need to discuss that with your attorney. Okay, sir?
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day. What else we got?
They're waiting for Marsh.
Oh yeah, they're looking for Marsh, right?
He's here.
Oh, he's there already? Okay. You represent Marsh, right? Oh, Mr. Lopez, you represent Marsh, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. How many
Number
cases?
1, number 4.
1, 4, and what else? And
Number
9. 1, 4, 9, and
Number 15.
15. All right, state. I understand that with March, that'll be 3 pleas and 1 dismissal, right, sir?
That's correct, Your Honor. All the paperwork has been filed.
Okay, I think, let's see if we can do it here. Okay, we got here Stephen Patrick Carlisle Marsh. All right, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. CR 20-06-744D, Stephen Marsh, Class A misdemeanor, assault. And then CR 2201-224D, Stephen Marsh, assault, Class A misdemeanor. In the last one here on the pleas, CR 2206-125D, Stephen Marsh, also Class A assault. Each case is a Class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on all 3 cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
Your Honor, state offers plea documents and offense reports as States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures of States Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment of States Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence has been submitted to the court is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
No objection to the exhibits offered. We stipulate to venue jurisdiction. We also stipulate that these documents are sufficient.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on all three cause numbers. Recommendations state CR 20-06-740-40.
Your Honor, the recommendation is going to be the same on all three cases.
Okay.
The recommendation will be a $100 fine, court costs, 11 days Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 11. In exchange for this plea, the state will be dismissing CR 21-138-19D.
All right. For all three cases, the $100 fine plus court costs, 11 days in jail, credit for 11. Therefore, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs for all three. So therefore, it'll be a time served for all three cases. And then court will hereby dismiss CR 21-138-19D, Stephen Patrick Marsh. This case is hereby dismissed. Did you understand that, Mr. Marsh? 3 cases, time served, 1 got dismissed. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck with that family case.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, you're excused. Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Lopez?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Yeah,
To make sure the paperwork is submitted.
yeah, thank you for your service here. And please submit the paperwork that we need as soon as possible. Okay, sir?
Judge,
Your Honor, it's been submitted.
I did check with Vanessa from the county clerk's office, and she's
Uh-huh.
telling me that the 22-01224 has not been submitted. So if Mr. Lopez or Mr. Lozano can check on that, please.
Your Honor, it was filed this morning.
Okay, one more time, CR 22?
Yes, 01224.
Number 9.
Yeah,
Number 9.
okay. CR 22-01224, Stephen Marsh. Okay, that's the March case.
Okay,
All right.
Again, Mr. Lozano.
All right. Then do it as soon as possible. Okay, folks?
Absolutely.